It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. Okay, my friends, I am excited to get to a band that I've kind of neglected on the channel over these past few years. Only once have I reacted to music from the band Cream. And we're going to make that two today because we're going to listen to Sunshine of Your Love. And I'm happy that you are joining me. Like I said, only my second time on the channel with Cream, and so I wanted to take a look at a few of their songs over the course of this summer to get caught up a little bit on these guys. And so I want to start with Sunshine of Your Love. The one that I've heard before is White Room, and that was really fun to hear. That was about a year ago that we heard that one. So Sunshine of Your Love, it's one of Cream's most popular tunes, and it's one, quite frankly, that I have heard in the past. I'm vaguely familiar with this one, but I'm not too familiar with the song's story or its construction, and so I wanted to take a little bit of a deeper look into it today. Sunshine of Your Love is included on Cream's second album called Disraeli Gears that was released in 1967. And by this time, the trio of Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton and Ginger Baker had established themselves as a hard-rocking blues-style band. But here on this second album, at least from what I'm reading into, they were starting to get into the psychedelic style rock and roll, especially with this collage that serves as the album cover that I'm looking at. That looks really cool. Once I figured out that I wanted to do Sunshine of Your Love on the channel, then the hard part was trying to figure out, okay, which recording? Because there are tons of versions of this hanging out there, both live and studio, from not only Cream, but a whole lot of different rock bands that have gone back to this seminal riff and this big-time piece and paid homage to Cream by doing their own versions of it. But I think that today I'm going to go back to the original source and listen to the original studio recording, and I'm excited to do so. We've got Jack Bruce on bass and vocals, Eric Clapton is on the guitars and vocals, and Ginger Baker is on the drums. Let's get to it, y'all. Here is Sunshine of Your Love from Cream. Off we go. Yeah. So you got guitar and bass playing that riff.
It's getting near dawn.
So they're in D minor.
When lights close the tired eyes, I'll soon be with you, my love. Give you my dog.
Listen to Ginger back there, focusing mainly on the toms.
Be with you, darling, soon.
So I think it was Eric first, and then Jack. It's a singable, great riff.
I've been waiting so long
That's
to
the
be
5.
where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love.
Listen to the toms.
I'm with you, my love. The light shining through.
So verse 2.
You. Yes, I'm with you, my love. It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now.
It goes to the 4.
I'll stay
That's what
with
they
you
do.
till my seas are dried up.
And then back to the main riff in D. Cool.
I've been waiting so long to be where I'm going, in the sunshine of your love.
Cool. Okay, there's going to be a solo. I want to hold off on that for a second, and we'll get to that. But I want to take a look, and just for the record, take you through what I'm hearing in this riff. I'm sure a bunch of y'all know this, But we're here. We might as well take a look at this, right? We're in D. And he's riffing, or they are riffing on D minor pentatonic. And I hear that as D, F, G, A, C, D. Right? So we've got D, C, D, then it goes down to the A, and then a half step down through A flat to the G. And then you get D, F, D, 1, 3, 1. So that's the riff. And it's really based in that minor pentatonic, except for that really well-placed passing chromatic note. You've got the minor pentatonic scale going down, goes back, then there, then it's just a half step that connects the A to the G, then down to the 1, up to the 3, then back. And the cool thing that I heard was when they went to the 4, it's a direct transposition of that main riff. So you've got it in D, then you go to G, and it goes there and then back, and it's just a 1, then a 4, then back, and then it goes to the 5. It's almost, if it was bluesy, it would go 5, right? But it's the 5, and then it goes to flat 7, then major 4, then 5. It's a really cool change from that riff for the chorus of the tune, and it really sets apart what the main riff is for the verses, and then that fun little move to the dominant on the chorus, and you've got yourself a classic song. I want to hear what the guitar solo sounds like. I'm going to back it up a little bit, and then we're going to keep rolling. Off we go. Here we go. Almost sounded like Blue Moon for a second. You saw me standing alone. There's the move to the 4. More cymbals in the instrumental section from Ginger. Now, 5. Back to it. Nice little variation on the tune.
It's the morning and just we two. I'll stay with you, darling, now.
It's interesting too that they change singers when it goes to the 4. It's at a different part of the person's range.
I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so long.
I mean, the riff is great, but the percussion, to me, is what really makes this.
Of your love.
We're gonna let that go out. We done? And they're just gonna go out on an A chord? On the 5 chord? They never get back to D. Well, how about that? It really is quite bluesy when you break it down, isn't it? It's just got that lovely little non-bluesy section during the chorus, and you get a classic tune. I love it. I love it. It's great to go back to these guys, and what a classic trio they are. I really do mean what I said, though. I mean, the guitar work from Clapton, iconic, right? The bass riff from Jack, just iconic. It's just stuck in our heads, right? But what Ginger does with the drumming here, highlighting boom, pat, boom, highlighting the ones and the threes, and really going to town on those toms and making it feel like it's in motion when it's a real sturdy kind of riff is what I think makes it come alive and sound really, really new every time you hear it. It's really wonderful. And the amazing thing that I read about the album was that it was recorded in only 4 days, y'all. The entire album that this is from, only 4 days. The band had been on a short residency in New York City, and the American outlet for their records was Atlantic Records, and they went to Atlantic Studios in New York and recorded from May 11th to May 15th of that year. And apparently they were under the gun a little bit. They were under pressure to record the album and get it done rather quickly because their visas expired on the last day that they recorded. They had to get out of the country. And so you get a trio that's used to playing kind of live and jamming, and they put down all of these songs, and we're left with what really is an iconic success for Cream, who sadly would only go on to record 2 more albums, 4 in total. As Cream, we've only got 4 albums with Cream as the band before the 3 guys kind of broke off the band and went their separate ways and did their own stuff. Sadly, Jack died in 2014 and Ginger passed away in 2019, which leaves us with only Eric Clapton as the sole surviving member of Cream. And yeah, they're amazing. All 3 of them at the top of their game in the late 60s. And it's really cool that they came together for a few years and recorded this stuff. That's why I want to get back to listening to their stuff. I've heard the major singles from them, including this one. That riff was rattling around in my head, so I came at this with a little bit of pre-understanding. But a lot of their other titles that a lot of people, especially on my Patreon, have been asking me to do are tunes that I'm less familiar with. So now that I've got Sunshine of Your Love kind of learned a little bit, and I know more about that one, and we've heard White Room, I'm going to dive into, I think, 1 or 2 more from Cream as we go on this summer, and that's going to be quite a fun excursion. But I think that's going to be all for me today for this video. I thank y'all so much for being with me. These are fun. I love going back to these classic rock songs and just making sure that I understand how they tick and letting y'all know what my thoughts are on them. It's really a lot of fun. Thank you for being with me, and we'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.